Well, good morning. Oh, boy. Oh, brother. Another Monday. Not celebrating Victory Monday. The New York Jets are the only team remaining in the NFL that has not had a taste of victory, and it is driving everybody mad. Welcome on in, everybody. My name is Richie. Good morning. Not a great morning for us Jets fans, as the Jets got absolutely blown out by the Dallas Cowboys yesterday, 37-22. I'm your host, Richie Malora, and the Jets continuously disappoint and drive every Jets fan mad, to keep it real. But I will be live and open up the call-in link for a Jets therapy session, because the Jets fan base deserves an opportunity to let their voice be heard on this bad day. I don't even know, man. It's one of those things that Jets fans are getting tired, but at the same time, it's like, this is what we've grown used to. So we're going to open up the call-in and hear from you guys. And I just want to say I'm sorry, man. I mean, I can't control the Jets' success. I don't play for the Jets. I just cover them. But it is getting a little crazy. It really is. And then we have the New England Patriots beating the Buffalo Bills last night. Drake May and Mike Vrabel looking like legit. Looking like they're legit. Well, you got the Miami Dolphins. They're just bad. But that doesn't really mean anything to me. We all knew that. And the Jets are worse. The Jets are worse than the Miami Dolphins because we couldn't even beat them, who just lost to the Panthers yesterday. So it's one of those feelings where you feel like, oh, things can't get worse. They do get worse, actually. The Jets have fell to 0-5. They've allowed 30-plus points in 3 games. And their defense is a joke. Everything feels like everything spirals out of control. And I got a lot that I want to talk to you guys about today, because there is one gigantic issue with this football team. And it's so much deeper than what people are talking about, with blaming the coach for this, blaming this player for that. It's a collective, and I definitely wanted to start off with that topic. But make sure you guys smash the like button. How do I call in? The way you call in is on YouTube. I see you're on X right now, my man. If you come over to YouTube, you'll see the link pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. So that is where the call-in link is at. You can't access the call-in link on X. So the first thing I want to talk about real quick is the issue that I'm noticing with this football team. I talked about it in my video yesterday, and every Jets fan is feeling it. But I really feel like the problem with the Jets is obvious. They have an issue with dealing with in-game mistakes. It's football, folks. Mistakes happen. Turnovers happen. Now, it's no excuse to just let turnovers be the norm, but it's football. There's going to be an opportunity where you make a mistake. You fumble the rock. You throw an interception. And you have a back-breaking mistake. And that is, that's bad, but that's not the issue. The issue is letting it compound and turning it into an absolute disaster and spiraling. No in-game resolve. No ability to have confidence and see. It's like the Jets make a mistake and then they're on thin ice from there on out. And all of a sudden, they look like deer staring at a headlight. They're looking around for a leader that doesn't exist. There's nobody that is grounding them. There's nobody that is firing them up. And it feels like they lose all the confidence in themselves. And it's like that feeling like, uh-oh, here we go again. Like, it feels like this team is an extension of this fan base, because that's the Jets fans feeling. It should not be the experience of the team. It should not be the experience of the coach. When Breece fumbled that football, the game was not over, but the Jets ruined it. Instead of the Jets tying up the game at 10-10, first and goal at the 5-yard line. And say, hypothetically, the Jets still did not get a touchdown. And they got 3 points instead. 10-6. But instead, you blink, and there's 2 minutes on the clock at that point. You blink, you let the Cowboys march down the field, get a touchdown, 17-3. And then the Jets on offense with like 40 seconds left get sacked. We punt the ball to the Cowboys, and they get another touchdown. It's 23-3. That was the worst 2 minutes of Jets football I've seen. I'm sure there's probably worse. We've seen miserable stuff happen. But that sequence lost the Jets the game, and there was no coming back from that. And the Jets played decent quality football up until 2 minutes left in the second quarter. And then in that sequence, they lost the game. They compounded one mistake into a million mistakes. The defense cannot support the offense with their mistake. The offense turns the ball over. This is a team effort. You should have a defense that's like, you know what? We got your back. We'll get the ball back for you. We'll get you a stop. Couldn't do that. And then the offense starts getting there and start pressing. And another thing about this offense, like, they need to start showing a sense of urgency and aggression out of the gate. Stop waiting to be down 3 touchdowns to start letting it loose and throwing the football down the field to Garrett Wilson. I understand the philosophy is to run the football. I'm not upset with that. And it seems to be working minus the fumbles. Breece had over 100-plus rushing yards. I'm not saying abandon the run. But Garrett Wilson having 1 catch at halftime is inexcusable. I mean, when the Jets are down by 3 touchdowns or more in the fourth quarter, that's when Justin Fields starts throwing the football. That is when you're starting to see the stats come up. That's when you're seeing all these numbers. Now, I like it for fantasy football purposes, but it's not good, man. Because if you look at the numbers of Justin Fields on your screen right here, now these are his numbers throughout the season. And I'm sorry, like, they look good on paper, but then when you look at all the games that, especially yesterday, even against Miami, a lot of these numbers are empty stats, in my opinion. And this is not a knock on Justin Fields. I'm not blaming Justin Fields for all these issues. I'm not. But at the same time, man, we need him to come out there and play better football early in the game. Go score touchdowns right out of the gate. Don't wait to be down multiple scores to start letting a rip and be aggressive down the football field. That's what I'm talking about. Because it seems to work a little bit. Now, they keep going underneath the Mason Taylor here, Garrett Wilson. You could argue that's just the opposing defense just letting it up and saying, hey, we're not going to get beat over the top. We'll give you everything underneath. But it's just beyond frustrating, man. Because the sense of urgency is the biggest issue. The Jets are running out of opportunities. You can't expect to win football games when you're going out there and just running the ball, milking the clock, and not capitalizing by scoring touchdowns. And then all of a sudden, the defense gives up touchdowns after touchdowns, and you blink your eye, and bang. The Jets are losing by multiple scores. That is what the issue is with this football team. All right? That is the issue. Oh, boy. It really, really is the issue. And it's beyond frustrating. Folks, please do me a favor. Smash the thumbs up button if you did not already on your way into the show. I appreciate that. As always, tuning on in to this channel. You guys are awesome. Jets fans, whether you're not a Jets fan, you're just tuning into the show right now, I appreciate you guys. And we have another thing that we need to break down, which breaks my heart. I know some Jets fans are going to celebrate, pop champagne over this, but I'm not. The Jets have the number 1 overall pick right now because we have no wins. And if you're a Jets fan, and if you think this is a positive, oh boy, come into this show and tell me why, please. Why the Jets having the number 1 overall pick in 5 weeks is a good thing. Because I'm sick of seeing Jets fans celebrate that we are the worst team in football. Like, what are we doing? You're happy to be a laughingstock. And this draft class is an interesting one. And now I'm going to have to start doing my homework on these quarterbacks early. And by the way, I don't even think it's guaranteed the Jets get a quarterback in this draft. You never know what they're deciding at quarterback. They could stay with Fields. They can go after a veteran in free agency. They can trade for a veteran, or they draft someone. But having the number 1 overall pick is not a positive. Just not. And at the end of the day, the Jets now have to go into London and take on a Denver Broncos team who just beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Good luck trying to get your first win across the pond. The Jets are traveling to London today. Can you imagine what the energy is with this team on that plane? I would love to be on that plane just to see what is the energy. Are they all just depressed? Are they walking around with their heads down? Have they lost belief? Because if you guys remember last year, a big issue with the New York Jets last season was they lost all belief in themselves. They completely lost belief that they can do anything. And they showed that on the football field. Every time they went out there for games, you can feel that they don't care. You can feel that there's not a belief that they can win. That cannot happen with Aaron Glenn's Jets. If Aaron Glenn's Jets, you could tell that these players lost belief, that is an issue. No doubt about it. This is a big test, man. Can Aaron Glenn find his way out of this 0-4 hole? 0-5 hole, excuse me. And what I mean by out of the 0-5 hole, I'm not talking about going on a playoff run. The Jets are not making the playoffs. There's no team in NFL history that's made the playoffs starting 0-5. But can he show anything at the back end of the season? Finishing with, like, even if the Jets win 5 games this season, that's finishing the season like what? 5-7? I don't know, whatever the math is. Like, it really, and 5 wins seems like a stretch right now because the Dolphins are abysmal and we couldn't even beat them. You look at the schedule, everyone's looking at the schedule thinking that it eases up. Yeah, it eases up. It does. But what's to say that the Jets even have a chance to win those games? Now, I'm still a fan that's not calling for the job of Aaron Glenn, like some. I understand the frustration. I'm not saying you're wrong to do so. But there has to be an accountability there. There has to be something. Because you look across the league, you got all these first-year head coaches with new teams. The Patriots were trashed last year with Gerard Mayo. Insert Mike Vrabel. They're 3-2, beating the Bills. You got Ben Johnson going to Chicago. They're a quality football team. What other team am I missing that is a first-year head coach that's looking okay? Like, it's just... And I think this is another thing, man. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji inherited a team that is not theirs, and you can tell that they do not. There's a lot of football players on this team that need to be held accountable that are not good. I mean, there's players out there that are not football players. And what I mean by not football players, they're not NFL quality players. Like, they should not be in this league. That's how I look at it. Guys like Tyler Barron, Michael Clemens, even Kiko. Like, we got starters on defense that are just, they don't belong. They don't belong. Is Aaron Glenn a one-and-done coach? I really don't think so. But it's going to get loud that he's going to get the Gerard Mayo treatment if this continues. It is. I mean, it's New York. Jets fans deserve to be frustrated. If you're a Jets fan frustrated or want to fire Aaron Glenn, like, I get it. I'm not going to hate on you for it. I'm not going to be that guy, but Dan Campbell started 3-13-1. This is the only thing we can hope for, is to rely on a situation that was not us to be the case. That's sad that we have to rely on someone else's story to be ours. And yes, of course, Aaron Glenn was on that team. All it takes is a breakthrough, man. And you guys know me. I'm going to believe, and I'm going to keep going. People are telling me to quit what I do for a living and ask me, Richie, why do you do what you do? Why do you even cover these games? You got to boycott the Jets. You got to do this. I don't understand. You're not even You're not even a real fan. I'm like, yo, you don't even know who. You don't know me, bro. You think I'm not a real fan? You obviously don't know me, and you're in your feelings. Take your hate on the Jets out on me. I can take it. If that's what these guys want to do. Take it out on me. I can handle anything. So, let's get into some callers. They're going to open this up for a Jets therapy session because the Jets fans deserve their opportunity to speak as we have officially fell to 0-5. So, let's get into the first caller of the show. We got Chitty Bang up
What's up,
first.
man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. Namaste, as always, man. Just try to keep it cool. I know everybody's frustrated, and obviously we should be with this team. But we got to look at it in perspective, and it's weird because being a Jets fan over the past 4, 5, 6 years, we find a way to lose in like every different way that we could find it. This year, honestly, our offense moves the ball better than I've seen in probably 5 years. I'm going to be honest with you, like on a consistent, down basis, drive per drive. If you look at how many drives we've ended in points versus other years, it's probably more over the first course of the first 5 games. So that's an encouraging thing. But when your defense falls off a cliff, it's like, what is going on here? Then we have to analyze why is the reason why the defense is falling off the cliff. Obviously, a new system, new coach, a new scheme. I'm thinking at this point, they don't have the pieces to run their scheme. We've seen this before with guys like Bryce Huff was great with solid scheme, goes to Philadelphia Eagles and is completely, he disappears, and then he goes back to San Francisco and now he can close out games again. So these are big, having the right guy to run what you're trying to run is a huge ordeal. They don't have, that's at the end of the day, they don't have the guys to run their scheme on defense. Now, we got, this year is a wash. We're going to have a top 5 pick. So we're not going to turn this around overnight. This year is done. What they have to do, and Darren Muji is the key to this, is finding guys that can play, that are utility pieces, that are depth pieces, and picking guys up on waivers like we did with JFM and Quincy Williams. We have to figure out those cheap players that can overperform their contract and get guys off of waivers from other teams that can overperform their contract. That's going to be the difference between how we are this year and next year, or the year going forward. Because I don't think we're going to be super competitive next year with the assets we have. We just paid Sauce. We just paid Garrett Wilson. Their contracts come into play next year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. We might have to pay one of our guards. We might have to pay Quentin a boost because his contract is up for not renewal, but he's going to be paying
out of guaranteed money.
Yeah, running out of guaranteed money. There you go.
No, so, you're 100% right. And I think this offseason, and I know I hate even saying those words because it feels like we just got out of the offseason. And we're already in offseason mode again. But it feels like this offseason coming up is going to be massive for this new regime. And I know people will be like, what do you mean? We need everyone gone. We want to clean house. Like, it's not happening. And I'm going to keep saying that. If I'm wrong, I will put my right hand up and say I was wrong. But you're right. This regime needs to hit home runs in free agency and in the draft because they need to get their guys, and then they need to get their guys fast because it's not going to take. They cannot whiff on an offseason. But I agree with everything you said, Chitty Bang. I appreciate the call as always, and thank you for coming to the Jets Therapy Session.
No doubt, and I think we should get either Lenora Sellers or Dante Moore. Those two guys probably will be our pick, one of those two, if we end up with a top 5 pick. I know it might not be a quarterback, but I do think that they might potentially be fired if they don't get a quarterback that they want.
All right. Chitty Bang saying that it's Lenora Sellers or Moore at quarterback. I think it's time for me to start doing my homework on these quarterbacks, which makes me sick. I don't want to do that. Oh, my gosh. And I know what people are telling me, like, the draft class is not as good as we thought it was. Well, it's just because the quarterbacks that we thought would be good are not as good. There's new quarterbacks that are good, whatever. But, that gets me. Dak Prescott, get him. That's the quarterback I want, man. If Dak becomes available, I'm sorry. I'd rather go after Dak than draft a quarterback. And I don't think Dak's going to be available. I don't know. Maybe the Jets are not built to get him. It's very unrealistic, but I don't know. AG will be one and done. People that are comparing Aaron Glenn to Gerard Mayo, here's what I have to say to that. The Patriots moved on from Gerard Mayo after 1 year, and people need to realize this. Not because Gerard Mayo was just bad. It's because they knew that Mike Vrabel was there waiting for them. The Jets don't have a coach like Mike Vrabel that they're just going to replace Aaron Glenn with like that. And the Gerard Mayo situation was very different. I'm pretty sure like Belichick signed something, or Kraft promised Belichick that Gerard Mayo is the guy that's going to replace Belichick for at least a year. And then he fulfilled that promise. And then he got rid of Mayo because Vrabel was that guy. The Jets don't have a Mike Vrabel ready to go. So I really don't see that comparison, that Aaron Glenn's the next Gerard Mayo. OB Clutch says, Fernando Mendoza or 20 more years of suffering. You guys really like this Fernando Mendoza guy, huh? Hey, if the Jets draft Mendoza and he's a dog, I'm all in. But it's hard to get there right now. It's hard to think about the 2026 draft after 5 games. Be honest with you guys. Sorry, I'm not all Fernando Mendoza right now. I'll be that way soon, but not now. I haven't even watched any tape of these quarterbacks. I'm watching games of college football, yeah. But I'm not like, oh boy, this is so brutal, right? When you think things can't get worse. The Jets may have lost again, and our team might be an embarrassment to professional sports. But yesterday, they did enough to win me my parlay. Thanks for the therapy, Rich. Best of luck. Stephen Frey giving me $10 of that winnings of that parlay. How about that? Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that, and congratulations on your parlay. Always love to see you guys win some cash, at least during the dark days. Bro, yesterday sucked for me. I didn't win any of my parlays. And you know what else I lost? My survival pool, because I picked the Arizona Cardinals. Watching that Cardinals collapse, like, these survival pools are interesting because you become a fan of a team for a game. Just for money reasons and everything like that. I'd have no skin in the game for the Cardinals. I'm not a Cardinals fan by any stretch. But when you pick a team in survival, you're rooting for that team like they're the Jets, basically. And when they went up early, I'm like, oh, yes, let's go. And then when I saw that dude fumble the rock, Malachi Corley style, at the 1-yard line, and then that crazy interception, fumble, kicked it into the end zone, it was pathetic. Like, I was hoping at least I could win this survival pool just to make the season feel a little bit better about the Jets, but nope. Nope. The Arizona Cardinals had the collapse. What a joke. Yesterday sucked for me, bro. What an absolute mess of a football Sunday for your boy. Folks, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button if you did not already. We're live here on Jets Media as the Jets are in a complete embarrassment to the NFL. we're in a Jets therapy call-in session, so we're going to get into more callers. But don't forget to smash the like button. We're inching closer to 30,000 subscribers, folks. If you guys want to show some love, do me a favor, subscribe to this channel. It would mean a lot to me, as you guys can go over and subscribe to get to 30K. We're around 500 subscribers away. Maybe we'll get there in a week or two, or maybe less, who knows, or more. But I would appreciate that, man, to smash those buttons, share the show with your friends, with your family members. It's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind of this season so far, and it's crazy how far we've gone. It really, really is. And I appreciate you guys tuning in, as always. Yeah. And getting back into the game real quick, the sequence that lost the game for the Jets, I've never seen a more losing sequence of football in my life as a Jets fan. The sequence that lost the Jets the game versus Dallas. Breece Hall fumbled. Could have made it 10-10 if they scored a touchdown. Instead, it was 23-3 at half. And let me just remind you guys, there was 2 minutes left and 20 seconds on the clock when that fumble happened. How do you go from a 10-10 tie to 23-3 in 2 minutes? That's the wildest sequence I've ever witnessed as a Jets fan in a while. Now, there's probably more wild stuff. The Ghost game was brutal. There's a lot of sequences that happened there. I'm sure there's other ones that happened that I'm forgetting about. But that one, I've never, that lost in the game. The Jets lost this game in 2 minutes. Because the Jets let the Cowboys go down 95 yards for a touchdown. And then the Jets got the ball with less than a minute left. Try to get 3 points. They get sacked. Intentional grounding. Sacked. Punt the ball away. And with the Cowboys trying to get 3 points on the board, we just cannot tackle Javonte Williams. He runs for 70 yards. And then the next play, they get it to Jake Ferguson for a touchdown. You got to be kidding, bro. Instead of a 10-10, it's a 23-3 game. What is that, like a 20-something point swing? I don't even know. That's just beyond crazy. Breece traded to Kansas City at the deadline. Hey, you never know. At this point, I would not be shocked if the Jets just going to blow up everything. At this point, nothing's going to shock me anymore. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's get back to the callers. We got Dell Season up next. What's going on, man?
How are you?
I'm all right, brother. How about you?
Good. I think my main thing I'm looking at is everybody here is quick to jump on Aaron Glenn, quick to jump on the new regime. The common theme is Woody Johnson is the worst owner in professional sports.
That's pretty, yeah.
We haven't had a meaningful game of football since 2015 when we lost to the Bills.
Yeah. You're no lies told, brother.
Yeah, that's just, I think Aaron Glenn could be the right option. I do. 0-5 is a joke, but.
Now, when it comes to Woody Johnson, he hired Aaron Glenn, and now he is, we don't know this, but supposed to be hands off right now. And obviously, every Jets fan wants him to sell. He's not selling. So the only option we have is just to hope that he could be hands off and let Aaron Glenn do it his way, and in time it'll work out. But that's our only hope.
Yeah, I just looked. Todd Bowles, he's doing great down in Tampa. Saleh, I didn't like him as a coach, but great defensive coordinator. Or maybe it's just time we look at getting an offensive style head coach.
Yeah, we tried that with Gase, and that failed.
Yeah.
Everything we try fails. I don't know. And it just feels like you get all this hope for the new regime just for them to fall on their face, and then it's just a cycle that never ends. But what are we going to do?
It's crazy we don't have a turnover in 5 games, too.
Oh, gosh. That just drives me absolutely mad, my man. 0-5, no turnovers, first time in NFL history.
Yeah, hey, at least we can set records in one way, I guess.
We're breaking records, my man. How does that feel? This is good, right?
Yeah, it feels great.
Well, thanks for the call, my man. I appreciate you hopping in, as always, and let's go Jets.
Let's go Jets.
Oh, boy, let's go Jets indeed. Shout out to Dell Season. Yeah, Woody is a consistent issue. And by the way, knowing the Jets, watch Robert Saleh get another head coaching job and be a dog. And no, that's not me saying I miss Saleh. We shouldn't have fired him. No. It's just the Jets. It's just us. I don't know, man. Watch Saleh get another chance and be a playoff coach. I can just see it. At this point, now I'm getting in that unfortunate space of expecting the worst across everything I do. Everything I do, man. It's so ridiculous. All right, let's get to more callers. Oh, we got this guy coming in. What up, Six Rings?
Hi, good morning, Richie. Hope all is well.
Yeah, it's great. I'm sure it's all for you.
You made a lot of history last night.
Did
Not
we?
only is it you are the first team in NFL history to go 0-5 without a takeaway.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, we know.
Aaron Glenn is the first coach in Jets history to start his tenure 0-5.
Yeah.
You did that, and you guys are giving up about 31 points a game. Historically,
All right. What else you got to say? Because I don't want to hear these historical bad numbers, Six Rings. Yeah, one more thing to say. Anything positive? Anything?
there's nothing positive to say.
Yeah, there isn't. That's why you're out of here. You know, I can only hear from Jets fans those types of things. Not a Patriots fan. And I respect you, Six Rings. You support the channel. You're always watching. But I can't hear from a Patriots fan those things. Only a Jets fan can come on this show right now and tell me how bad we are. Okay? Like, I don't want to hear from a Patriots fan. Because what he said is true, factually. I'm not denying that. But I don't want to hear it from that. You feel me? I don't want to hear it from a Patriots fan that's on his high horse beating the Bills last night. I don't want to hear it. I made this meme last night after the Sunday Night Football game because this is just how it feels right now in the AFC East. Unfortunately. Not great. It was an AFC East roundtable meme that I made. This was my feeling, and I'm sure, you know, Dolphins fans and Jets fans can relate to this meme. You know, that SpongeBob meme. It's just the Jets and the Dolphins are watching the Bills and the Patriots have some fun and compete for the playoffs. And here we are in the shadows, in the darkness, as the Jets and the Dolphins. And we couldn't even beat Miami, who lost to the Panthers. That's how bad the Jets are. The worst team in football. That's how it feels right now for me. This is the feeling I get. Now that the Patriots are a winning team and beat up on the screw the Patriots and the Bills and the Dolphins still. But I appreciate the fans tuning into the show because you guys always show me some love. But it's just bad, bro. This team needs a spanking, says Jack. What do you mean they need a spanking? They got a spanking. We got spanked by Dak Prescott. What do you mean? What do you want? Who do you want to give the spanking? Themselves? Aaron Glenn? Woody? From the fans? The Dallas Cowboys spanked them. Jake Ferguson, Javonte Williams, the worst defense in the league, spanked this Jets team. A Micah Parsons-less front seven got 5 sacks on the Jets. So much for the great offensive line. What's your second team? I don't have no second team. I'm a Jets fan. The only second team are my Knicks and Mets. And that's not secondary. They're all on the same level. I don't root for another team in the NFL besides the New York Jets. The Jets are taking on the Denver Broncos in London next week. We got to wake up at 8 a.m. for this game. And by the way, I'm noticing, bro, I tweeted out a photo, or not even a photo, but I tweeted out yesterday like, oh, I can't believe to make things worse, we got to wake up at 8 a.m. to watch the Jets. And people are like, I'm not watching the Jets next week. Kind of shocked me. I was like, oh, we have Jets fans not watching. I didn't realize that's happening. This is what I tweeted. Now we have to wake up early a.m. next week to watch the Jets. I'm sleeping in that day. Who the F is we? I ain't watching. I'll sleep through it. We? We don't have to do anything. I mean, listen, you guys know I'll be watching. I'll be streaming it. But I'm a Jets fan, bro. I'm not bragging that, oh, yeah, I watch losing football. But, like, I don't know. Maybe it's a sickness. Am I ill? That I'm going to watch every game this year. Even if we're 0-15, I'm watching the last 2 games. You know what I mean? Like, I can't boycott. People are telling me to boycott. I can't. I'm not boycotting. I'm not doing that. All right, let's get back into the Jets therapy session. James.
Yo.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
I apologize that it couldn't be the day that we celebrate our first Victory Monday on your fine birthday, my man.
I know. I appreciate that, dude.
Everybody wish James a happy birthday in the chat.
Thank you. Appreciate that, bro. So, yeah. Listen. 36 today, bro. And been going to training camps at Hofstra. Started at Hofstra with my pops, God rest his soul. He knew Jim Kensel, who was president of football operations. So I was there as a kid, bro. And yesterday was I don't know any lower, man. I don't know any lower in my like tenure being a Jets fan. I'm trying to think. I mean, I was 5 and 6, so like I wasn't, I loved the team, but I wasn't like fully locked in. As I turned like 10 and 11, I started to really know everything, I would say. But like yesterday's loss was crushing, dude. When I saw the stat on the screen that Dallas had more penalties than we did, I didn't believe it. I was like, there's no way. It didn't feel like that to me. We get no calls as usual, but we're just not good enough. We're just not good enough. We're not mentally tough enough. That Breece, as soon as that first drive, once we didn't get 7, I was like, just in my gut, dude. You know that feeling. Just in my gut, I was like, it's not happening today. You can't squander those opportunities when you're not a high potent offense. When you're marching the ball down the field every first drive of the game, it feels like, and you're not coming away with 7, that is crucial. Not only is it just like a deflator for the team, then when the other team comes down and marches down the field so easily, effortlessly through the air, on the ground, it just deflates them. And we're too young. We're still a very young team. Let's keep that in mind. Very young team, first-year head coach. So when these type of things happen, we can't bounce back from them. We're just not resilient enough yet. I'm not throwing AG. That's crazy. Anybody that says that, you're an idiot. Like, we're 5 games in. Yes, it's brutal right now. And personally, I'm getting sick and effing tired. And I'm trying to watch my mouth, Rich, because I was disgusting last week, and I apologize for that, too.
It's all good.
But you can't throw him off the ship yet. We do that too much as Jets fans. We're so hot in the beginning of the season before the first game, and then when it goes bad, as it seems to always do, we're just so quick to jump. We have to stay locked in, but I am getting sick of hearing the same things every press conference, Rich. Every press conference is, we know what we have to do. We have to get better. We have to fix the mistakes. I mean, listen, okay, we got to fix the mistakes, but where is it on a Sunday, Monday, and Thursday? I don't see it. Where's the Aaron Glenn that was dancing up and down the sidelines when Will McDonald blocked the punt? Lately, I've been seeing arms crossed like Robert Saleh a lot. And that's starting to piss me off.
Yeah, dude.
You can't let Javonte Williams, that play cannot, that's insane that happened. That's backbreaking, that run. So all across the board, just does not look good. The only players, Sauce is not playing well. But Garrett, as always, Quinnen's playing well. That's really about it right now. Justin's so mediocre. You look at the stats, it doesn't it doesn't look like it looks like he's playing pretty well with the exception of the yards. But there's no difference making. It's all, like you said, it's all in garbage time. When it counts, no plays are made. And one more question before I get off.
Yeah.
Why can't we play in no huddle offense? Why? Every time when we're down and we go no huddle, quick, we seem to score some points.
Yeah.
Why can't we start right from the jump, no huddle? And can we please see an effing trick play, maybe a flea flicker? What do we have to lose? Block the thing up, give it to Breece, throw it back, and throw it down the field. For real.
No, I agree. And I think the sense of urgency is what the Jets need to start doing offensively, and I totally agree. I literally have an entire graphic made of that, of the Jets need to get off and get out of the gate early and show some sense of urgency, because you look at the offense, the way they look in quote-unquote garbage time. Yeah, it's garbage time, but at the same time, when they're playing up-tempo and they're being aggressive and they're not – and I think the philosophy with this offense really comes down to running the football, milking the clock. And that seems to work, but it doesn't completely work because they're not scoring touchdowns and they're turning the ball over. And they abandon it because when you're down 3 touchdowns, you can't run the ball. You can't milk the clock. Like the Jets' philosophy, what they're trying to do, which is failing, obviously, is run the football, control the line of scrimmage, control the clock, and win that way. But they can't, because when they milk the clock and they're running the football, getting the yards, they shoot themselves in the foot by turning the ball over and not punching it in the end zone. And then their defense is trash. Well, then you look at the score and you're down 3 touchdowns. And now that philosophy offensively, that game plan gets thrown out the window. And now you have to go and let Justin Fields fill up the stat sheet, which just doesn't even tell the story, because these stats are empty. You know, I mean, I'm not blaming Fields for the losses. But at the same time, I think the coaches got to start having a sense of urgency out of the gate. Garrett Wilson had 1 catch at half, and that's inexcusable.
That doesn't make sense. And one more thing. Mason Taylor, dude, I'm loving me some Mason Taylor. He's going to be really good. But and you just hit the nail on the head. If you're playing that style of offense, milk the clock, run the shit out of the football, you have to play elite defense.
Yeah, that's part of it.
That's part of that formula. If you're going to run the ball and that's what you're hanging your hat on,
and you got to punch it in the end zone, and you got to score a touchdown on the ground. Okay, maybe you don't throw touchdowns, run in for a touchdown.
Dude, I don't care how you get in the green. It doesn't matter. But I love you, dude. Thanks for the happy birthday wishes, bro.
And try to enjoy your day, man. And try to enjoy your birthday with your family, your friends, whatever you got doing.
I took off of work. I'm gonna go. Me and my girl, we're gonna do something. I'm not even gonna sweat it.
You deserve that, bro. You deserve that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. I'll talk to you soon, bro.
I'll talk to you soon as well, my guy. Much love to James. Happy birthday to him. Taking off work on his birthday, as he absolutely should. Man, the Jets, dude. These Jets. But hey, it's Jets Therapy Session. We're live here on Jets Media. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. We are live. And you know, it's a lot of energy around this fan base that is devastating. It's depressing. It's just sad. It's just absolutely sad. But let's get into some more callers. We got Mutt Viles.
Yo,
we're
what's
live,
up,
brother? Drive safely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Trust me, I got another 10 hours till I get home, so trust me. I gotta be doing
10
it for a while.
hours?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll be live for 10 more hours just for you. I'm kidding. I can't do that.
Man. One thing, though, with this team, honestly, well, first, James, happy birthday, man. Hope you enjoy your day. Don't let our Jets freaking get you down, brother. Don't. But nah, the one thing on offense I don't understand with this team, besides us fumbling the ball near the 10-yard line, if it's 4th down, you know your defense is a top 5 worst. Why aren't we going for it? You know? If it's 4th and goal and you're the 7-yard line, who cares? Go for it. You know what I mean? Go punch it in.
It seems like they're not aggressive. They don't have confidence in themselves to go for it. On 4th and 1, they can't even get it. It's, because they believe that their defense is good enough to just get 3 points. But no, they got to score touchdowns, man.
They're not, because the problem is, look, I'm pretty sure you played ball when you were a kid, and I'm pretty sure
did.
people in chat play ball. Correct me if I'm wrong. My high school coach told me, where do you aim when you're going to tackle somebody? Aim for them legs, because you ain't going nowhere. I'm watching the Javonte Williams tackle where it's supposed to be, or I forgot what it was though, but like it was 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 10. We could have gone off the field, but I think it was either Tony Adams or Quincy Williams, one of the two. I don't remember exactly who it was, but they tackled high, they shrugged them off, and the dude gets a first down. Why are we aiming high? And why are we not gang tackling either? My coach always told me on defense, I play defensive back. When someone gets the ball, rally. I want to see 11 heads on them. Every fucking play. I don't care if it's a quarterback, running back, water boy. I don't care. There should be 11 heads on them. Why is that not happening? You're getting paid to play a kid's game, bro. It's not that difficult. I've seen flag football games that I've refed. I told you this before, though. I ref freaking flag football, sometimes tackle. I see 9-year-olds rally to a kid holding the having fly belt than we do. Like, come on, man. It's simple shit. That's it. Sorry for the language. I apologize. I know it's a family show. I apologize.
It's all right,
I mean,
man.
It's
It's
just
passion.
simple things, man. That's all it is.
I know, man. It's just like all those drills they did, the Oklahoma drills in the offseason is not
It's looking like nothing.
not showing up. And Aaron Glenn now, he has to figure this out sooner rather than later because the missed tackling, it's ridiculous. And yes, you're 100% right. If you're trying to go high on these players, it's easily going to break loose. And that Javonte Williams run down to inside the 5-yard line before half is just completely inexcusable, bro. I mean, that was abysmal.
I completely disagree, though, with Aaron Glenn, though, people wanting him out. Like, dude, that never works. Unless you have a stop, like, unless you really think he's a stopgap, and like you said before, that there's a Mike Vrabel, or just for sake example, when Lovie Smith got fired, and it was after a year or two, I could be wrong with Houston, D'Amico Ryans was waiting. You know what I'm saying? If you have something like that, then fine. I understand it, but personally, I just don't understand. You knew what was happening when you're getting Aaron Glenn, Darren Muji, two guys who have never been a head coach or GM, but they've been around the game for a while. You knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, man.
And honestly, if this defense at least though doesn't step it up, I guarantee you, besides like Sauce, which I'm shocked that he's playing that terrible this year, to be honest. I'm very shocked. That besides like Quinn Williams, Will McDonald, like that, don't be shocked if that whole defense gets gutted. Like really, really gutted. Because the offense, to me, it's fine. You can get like another receiver to help out, like get rid of Lazard and put someone else in. Unless you think Arian Smith, how do you pronounce his name? He's gonna ball out. But other than that, though, really, Simpson though doing some boneheaded shit, which is ridiculous. Justin Fields, I thought he played not that bad. I understand what you're talking about though, with the what is it? In garbage time. Unless the starting quarterback is getting benched, because we've seen teams come back down 14, down 17. We've seen it. Yeah. Unless if the starting quarterback gets pulled, I don't think it's garbage time. Unless it's 2 minutes, then I understand what you're talking about.
No, I get you.
Unless
Tyrod's
getting thrown in via injury, that's just my opinion with that.
No, I appreciate that. Shout out to you. Drive safe. 10 hours to go, and hopefully there's enough sports talk for you to entertain yourself.
Bruh.
Like, get home safe, my man. But, back on the Justin Fields situation, I know I'm saying garbage time and stuff, and, he's right. It's not technically garbage time when you're trying to milk a comeback, but I guess my point is the only time we see a productive offense with Justin Fields through the air is when they're down 3 scores, when it's too late. It's when they are forced to throw. And football's not about box scores. The NFL's not about stats. It's not. Like, all these numbers, to me, are meaningless. Why, may you ask? Because the only stat that matters is that one. 0-5. I don't care the numbers, bro. They're empty to me because they're not winning stats. He's putting up numbers when they're down by multiple possessions. When you have to throw the football down the field. When you're forced to make more plays. we need this football team, a big adjustment I want to see this starting this week against a tough defense, which is not going to be easy, is they need to show a sense of urgency early in games. I would like to see this offense pretend they're down 4 scores in the first quarter and throw the football more. Stretch the field, because Fields does have an arm, bro. And I don't think I've seen it. And this is another thing about Justin. He's got to hit that throw to Garrett Wilson earlier in the game. He missed the throw. That was one of those plays that could have changed the entire game. If Fields hit that throw over the right shoulder of Garrett Wilson, that could have been a touchdown or gave the Jets a first and goal opportunity. But he missed him, overthrew him. Garrett Wilson beat his man. He's got to hit those. He's got to be on those types of throws. Those are the throws that make you a legit quarterback in this league. And he missed it. Okay, quarterbacks miss throws. I've seen Mahomes miss throws. I've seen Josh Allen. I've seen the best of the best quarterbacks miss throws like that. But they also hit them on the next play. And that's what the Jets got to do. And I'm not going to just, pile on Fields for missing that throw, because I didn't see the Jets give him another opportunity to make up for that throw. Give him the opportunity to make up for it. It's football. You got to give these guys chances to overcome mistakes. So that's how I look at it. I wish the Jets offensively showed a sense of urgency, because you can't wait for it's inevitable for this defense to just stink it up. And they cannot wait. They should not be waiting for this football team to be down 3 scores to show that sense of urgency, man. Because now the Jets are staring at the number 1 overall pick in this draft. And that does not make anybody feel good. Especially not me. Especially not me. Let's get back to your callers. Oh, boy. What a brutal, brutal situation we got going on here, man. We got Peter up next. How's it going, Peter? How's it going, man?
I myself am struggling. I'm from Europe, so I had to stay up for this garbage. I have stayed up, watched every game this season, and it's been a struggle, man. It's been a struggle, really. Honestly, man. Watching this team should be considered cruel and unusual punishment. Because
are you going to the game Sunday?
I'm from the other end of Europe, so you know. But at least I won't have to stay up for that one. So throwing me a bone there.
There you go.
Pre-snap penalties. Are you kidding me? This is a problem this entire season. Penalties. We're killing ourselves, man. 10, 11 penalties. Was it that? Like, how many yards was that? Like 100 yards? Like,
yeah, it was a lot.
What are we doing? We're giving up the entire field in penalties in one game. And Justin Fields holds on to the ball for a year, dude, in the pocket.
Yeah.
And this game he couldn't run either. That's the one thing he has. He has legs. And this Dallas pass rush, which has looked putrid all year, by the way, took him down 5 times. This is not okay. And the defense too. I mean, what is we're in the top 5 for 3 and outs. Yeah, because we stink up so much that the offense can just let off the gas in the second half. The games are over before halftime. Like 4 out of 5 weeks, really. Let's be honest here. There has been nothing to watch here. If you have Garrett Wilson on fantasy, if you have Justin Fields on fantasy, congratulations. They're, padding their stats in the fourth quarter. But really, there's nothing to watch here. Because the Jets just consistently kill themselves. Turnovers, too. Not a single turnover in 5 games forced by the defense. And how many turnovers has the offense given to the other teams? Not like 7, 8, 9?
Yeah, dude.
It's ridiculous. Like how and like honestly, like this is a situation where you have to think like Woody Johnson. How did Salah get fired? He lost in London. We're not winning that game. If Woody Johnson gets embarrassed in front of his London friends, like we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Salah did get fired in London. I forgot about that. I mean, I don't expect Glenn to get fired in London no matter what happens.
I don't expect that either, but
it's not going to help.
it definitely isn't.
It won't help the situation. I will tell you that.
Yeah. And looking at the press conferences, right? Personally, I don't look at them because I think the Jets PR team has coached these coaches to say the things that they want to say, and that's why Salah said the same shit. Sorry, I know this is a family show, but
You're good.
Salah said the same stuff. Ulbrich said the same stuff last season. It's because this Jets PR team wants them to say these things, right? So honestly, just don't watch the press conferences unless you want to rage bait yourself. Because there's not going to be anything there from any coach.
I agree.
Like, why would you torture yourself even further by watching the press conferences? It's not worth it. Like, maybe stay in for the injuries, but then get out. Like, it's a struggle, man. And
I agree. And I appreciate you supporting all the way from Europe, Peter. And this is what Jets therapy is about, letting it all out in your chest. I'm sure that felt good to get that off your chest. Shout out to Peter for calling into the show. And it's definitely a lot for this football team, a lot for this fan base to process what's going on. And we're sick and we're tired of it. And a lot of people have their own opinions. And that's why it's good for you guys to come on here and talk and feel your overall feelings. Tony, the same BS happens every week. The same BS does happen every week in different ways, right? Shout out to Tony for the super chat. Edward, with a $5 super chat. It's one thing to want to have ground and pound as an offensive strategy, but without a balanced attack, they stacked the box and force passing. Yeah, there's no balance, which is why if I'm the Jets, bro, I go out there and throw the football out of the gate, man. Because the run is so frustrating because it's working, but it's not working to its full potential because it's not working enough to score touchdowns. That's what the football sport is about, touchdowns, not field goals. If you're going out there and expecting to just run the football, get yards and 3 points, you're not winning in this league. You're not, man. You are not doing that. So shout out to Edward. All right, next caller. We got Ryan up next. What's up, Ryan?
What's up, Richie? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah, thanks for letting me in. I got to go to work in like 10 minutes, so I wanted to squeeze in.
Yeah, of course.
Before I start, let me just say, the poor people that be doing the Jets PR and social media, like on Twitter and stuff, I feel so bad for the people doing those jobs. Like, trying to get highlights from the game and post them on Twitter. And then, like for example, when Breece did that first run, they post about it. Oh, we're up. We're doing great. And then he fumbles the ball, and they get absolutely cooked in the comments section 2 minutes later. I feel bad for those guys.
I know, right?
Respect to them.
I know. They use that account to get all their energy out. It's all on them.
Oh, my God. But honest to God, I think Justin Fields and our offense is good enough. Dare I say. The fans can eat me alive, but I think they're good enough to just win. And I don't know. I just feel like our defense is the one that needs a big revamp right now. And as proof to my point, I point out Zach Wilson and our offense last year. They were abysmal, but a lot of times at the end of the game, they stepped it up and they scored a bunch in the last few minutes. Like, remember, Zach would always have those crazy last-minute drives of anything, and our defense would hold it down, and they couldn't respond. And we just can't seem to do that this year. They just walk all over us, no matter what. And, I wanted to defend Fields, basically. He's not great. He's not the long-term solution, but I think he's okay. And I think we can work with what we have here with him. Like, what do you think about that?
I mean, the Steelers were 4-2 with him last year. So, I mean, it's proof that you can win with him. But you need a support system. He's not good enough to put the team on his back and be a Superman.
100%.
He's not an MVP, but I personally think he is a quarterback you can win with. He has not thrown an interception, and he's not turning the ball over. He can move the ball down the field. He's a threat with his legs. He's not the reason why we're losing, you know, and that's how I look at it. I really do. And I know that, he puts up a lot of better numbers in the fourth quarter when we're down and stuff, but I think that if you're a Jets fan and you're coming away thinking that the Jets have a quarterback issue, I'm not there. Now, could there be an upgrade in the offseason? Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to say that. I'm not saying that I'm all in on Fields to be the long-term answer. There's going to be evaluation to potentially get an upgrade. But, like, there's a deeper issue with what's going on than just the quarterback. It's easy to blame the coach and the quarterback when you're 0-5. But you got to really evaluate everything.
I think another problem we may have is we need a player like Jameis Winston, man. No matter what's going on, Jameis Winston boosts the Giants' morale no matter what. Always a positive guy in the locker room, always a great leader, and I'm not entirely sure we have anybody like that right now,
Yeah.
Especially
no, I agree.
Justin's very, he's a great guy, but he's very monotone. I don't see him as the kind of guy when you're down 30 points at halftime. Justin Fields ain't going in the locker room and rallying his team to go back for a comeback win. So I don't know. We just need we need some good morale on this team, as I said last time. And I don't know. We got to stick with Aaron Glenn, and that's all I wanted to say. We need morale. We need a big win or something to just turn this ship around. That's what we really need.
True. It's true, Ryan. I appreciate you taking the time to come on in here and letting that all out, because I agree with what you said, my man. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Richie. Take care, bro.
Thank you, Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. Do you guys agree with what he said about Justin Fields? Because I think there's a big conversation about it. Everyone wants to blame him. He's trash. Get him off his team. Listen, he's not playing elite football. No one's saying that. But I also don't think he's playing trash. It's a weird situation. You look at the Jets. They're 0-5. Could he be playing that throw to Garrett Wilson? He needs to hit that. But Melvin in the chat, which I agree with, which I've said multiple times as well, Fields is not built to come from behind. This offense is not built to come from behind. They're built to be an offense that grounds and pounds, controls the line of scrimmage, eats the clock, runs the football. But that comes with an elite defense, like we were talking about earlier with James. The formula with that philosophy is you need to be able to play defense. If you want to be an offense that just runs and controls the clock. The Jets have proved they can do that, minus the execution of scoring touchdowns. If this offense on that opening drive punched it in and it was 7-0, and then the defense got to stop, held them to 3, it's 7-3. That's a completely different shift of energy throughout that game. It took the Jets how long to score a touchdown? The fourth quarter was when they first scored a touchdown. You cannot score your first touchdown of the game in the fourth quarter and expect to win. That's why Jets fans are holding Justin Fields accountable, because he is the quarterback and the leader of this offense. It's not all on him, but when you're the quarterback of this team, you have to score touchdowns, and you can't wait until the fourth quarter to score your touchdown. You're not going to win in this league that way. It's not Fields' fault that Breece Hall fumbled the ball, but there needs to be a layer of accountability across the team, and I think that's consistent. Oh, what a frustrating day. Next up is the legend Charles Gorman. Charles Gorman.
The top 3 rushing attack in the NFL with a top 10 rusher in Breece Hall, who had 113 yards on 14 carries. Why aren't we feeding him the ball? There was one particular series that pissed me off the most. First play, 5-yard rush by Breece. Then second consecutive pass plays where Justin Fields gets sacked. Why aren't we force-feeding Breece the ball? Breece Hall is one of the most talented running backs in the National Football League. He's been playing his ass off this year, had a very good game against Miami last week, had a great game versus the Steelers in opening day. He's played well this year. I feel bad for Breece. If the Jets don't somehow trade him before the deadline, I see him taking his talents to Arizona.
Or Kansas City.
Now they got Pacheco.
Yeah, but
they got Pacheco, Kareem Hunt.
I think Breece is better than them.
True, but they're not bad running backs.
Yeah, I know. I don't want him to go anywhere. I agree. I mean, he made one mistake, and then that's it.
But I want this man to have a successful career. This man's been one of my favorite Jets since we got him. I was like a pig in shit when we drafted him because he was expected to go to Buffalo in that draft.
He was.
And they got James Cook, who's a very good running back in his own right. Second leading rusher behind my man Jonathan Taylor of the Colts. But that's not the reason why that's part of the reason why I called Hope you're doing okay, Rich. Hope your family's doing okay.
Charles, you were ready for that, dude. I mean, I brought you in and you fired. You didn't even give me a chance to intro you. You were ready to get that off your chest, so I appreciate that, Charles. I hope you're well.
I did a couple of videos last night in regards to the Jets, but I'm going to do a special announcement video at some point today, maybe either around 11:30, or maybe at some point in the afternoon.
All right.
It has to be said.
Go check out the Charles Gorman YouTube channel. We appreciate that, Charles. Charles Gorman's YouTube channel. Go check it out. He's making a special announcement. And I agree with what Charles had to say. Breece Hall made one mistake, but outside of that, he was amazing in that football game. And I'm not going to blame this loss on Breece Hall's fumble, because it's not on Breece that this football team cannot get over a mistake. Every team makes mistakes. The greatest teams in football, the Eagles, they have a mistake, but they don't let it spiral out of control. Every football team fumbles and turns it over. But when the Jets do it, it just completely spirals. Victor, Josh Allen is supposedly an MVP quarterback, and even he couldn't recover from one red zone fumble turnover against the Patriots. Justin Fields plays on a team where that's the normal. So I'm saying it happens around the league. I mean, the Bills last night, that's exactly what happened. But the team around Breece, and it's sad, and I hate, I don't want to go here, but I may have to. I hate how some Jets fans are treating Breece Hall, man. It's like they're acting like this guy's trash, and we're acting like Breece Hall is a bum. He's a good football player, man. And when he's gone, we're going to miss him. And I hope he's not gone. Why is everybody so ready to get rid of him? Because are the Jets going to find an upgrade in the offseason better than Breece? No, they're not. Unless they draft a running back in the first round or the second round. Now, I don't think the Jets are going to be able to keep him long term, because I think Breece is going to ask for more money than he deserves, and that the Jets are not in a situation to pay a running back like that. But yeah, Breece, don't fumble. But that was his first fumble of the season, if I'm not mistaken. He's not a top 5 running back, but he's a solid back. And what are we replacing him with? Braylon Allen now has a messed up knee. Isaiah Davis is not an every down back. What are we going to do without Breece next year? Why do everyone so quick to get rid of this guy? It's ridiculous. I hate that people are just piling on him. He deserves better, bro. He deserves a fan base that's supporting him, because if he leaves the Jets, I'm telling you, goes to the Cardinals, goes to the Chiefs, goes to any team, he's going to be a dog over there. And that's the problem with this fan base sometimes, is we're so toxic and hate on our own guys so much when we're miserable. And when they leave, they thrive, and we're questioning like, oh, maybe the fans are the issues sometimes. Because the players hear that shit, man, and they're probably sick and tired of not having, and not all fans, it's just some. There's a select few that do that, and I don't know. It's a wild situation. Wild situation. My boy Josh is up next. Josh, you're live, brother.
Yo, what's up, Richie, man? Good morning / bad morning to us Jets fans. I got a couple things, man. I'm gonna try to get to them as fast as I can. First thing I want to say is, man, I'm tired of beating around the bush. Every Jets fan, and I know every Jets fan says the same thing every year, every week, every month. It's nothing new, but everybody says the exact same thing every week. And I listen, even though sometimes I don't tune into the call-in shows sometimes, but I still listen after or during the lives. Everybody says the same thing. Next thing, the Jets are like a puzzle with a million pieces to put together, and it's just so frustrating because you just can't find them damn pieces. Second thing, third thing is, bro, Sauce, he is not a ball hawk. yes, his rookie year and his second year, great years. But you have to be consistent to be great, man. Like, you don't be great by just having 2 good seasons. You got to be great every season, man. Fourth thing is, bro, Jamal Adams. Going back to Jamal Adams, he was right, man. Like, bro, he was right about everything, man. Like, we be having dogs, great players, but we be wasting them. Like Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, like, we always get great players, but we be wasting their ass, bro. I know they ass just be like, man, like, they have to put on the front for the media and shit like that. But like, I know they just be at home like, yo, we really suck. Like, I know that I'm a great player, but like, yo, Ricky, I used to play free safety in high school. I'm not trying to compare high school; it's way off. But yo, the mindset that I was a dog in high school. I did not play. I'm making sure that you're not gonna score. You're not gonna score the ball. I don't care. So that's that. And last thing, man, we have no leaders too. We haven't had a leader since Jamal Adams. Think about it. We had no leaders. Nobody is matter of fact, we had CJ Mosley. That was the
I was about to say CJ was the last one.
Yeah. CJ Mosley probably was the last one that we had, man. But even that, his motivation did not make no players play better. Like, I'm talking about a real live leader, like a Ray Lewis, Brian Dawkins type. Like even though we're not in that generation no more, man, it's just sad that it's just nobody will be willing to step up to like be like.
And you know what's sad about that? You know who's trying to be the leader and it's failing miserably? It's Jamie Sherwood. Like, he took on that role and he's failing like, completely. He's vocal. He's doing the speeches. He's the captain, but it's not working, and that's the problem. He is the leader, but he's not working. So we don't have one.
Definitely not working, man. But that's all I got, man. I don't even know what to even say.
Those are great points, though, Josh. I mean, those are great points, bro.
Hey, Richie, I'm not even trying to bust your bubble, or I'm not trying to laugh at your pain, because I'm the same way, man. Like, I'm exactly like you. But when I seen your reaction for the Breece Hall fumble, man, I chuckled a little bit, man. I was like, damn, man, I felt that shit, man. But yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. I couldn't believe it. I appreciate you, Josh. Be safe out there. Much love to you, my guy. Oh, boy. Josh brings up a lot of great points. And if you missed, I mean, the Breece Hall fumble reaction was so brutal because he fumbled earlier in that drive, but he was marked down, and I almost lost it. But then and I said, bro, if that actually was a fumble, I would have lost my mind. And then he ended up fumbling it anyway. And if you missed the reaction, I'll play it here. This is the reaction to Breece Hall fumbling the ball. 1st and 10. Hand off to Breece. Let's go, Breece. Breece Hall in the second level. Breece Hall fumbled. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? Did he just turn it over? Please tell me he didn't turn. He turned it over. He turned it over. He did. He turned it over. You got to be kidding me, bro, with this team. Penalties and turnovers is exactly how we lose football games. It doesn't end. It's the same stuff. I don't like rewatching that back. I hate watching that back. But my boy Josh brought it back up. So I felt like if you guys missed it, you guys should have saw it. But it's like the Jets this year are so weird. Because you feel like that drive was good. You feel productivity. You feel movement. The same thing against the Dolphins. That opening drive, we were dominating. Just a fumble. You know what I mean? It's like, Maybe one thing of the previous Jets offenses, like under Gase and even under LaFleur, under Hackett, they couldn't even move the ball. They couldn't get first downs. But this offense, they actually can move the ball. They can get first downs just to shoot themselves in the foot in the red zone. That's their problem. They can move the ball efficiently, but they can't capitalize on their movement. They can't score touchdowns, and they can't protect the football. And the weird thing is, it's not like it's our quarterback that's turning the ball over. Usually that's the guy that's turning the ball over. It's not him. He has 0 interceptions. And maybe, I think, he has 2 lost fumbles? It's the running backs. It's Braylon last week, Breece this week, and then it compounds into a disaster. And then the Xavier Gibson fumble week 1. And then the Williams fumble last week as well. It's all fumbles. Fumble. We have no interception. Tyrod is the only one that threw an interception, the pick 6 against the Bucs. It's like beyond frustrating, man, when you see an offense actually move the football but does not capitalize on the movement. Matthew with the $5. The Jets defense don't stop teams. They just escort the opponent to the end zone. The offense has mastered the art of self-sabotaging themselves. That's very true, Matthew. It's true. They just escort the opponent to the end zone. That's the funniest thing I've seen. They escort him. Here you go. Hey, run the football. We'll just bounce off of you and let you just walk it. Just jog your way down to the red zone. And then, all you guys got to do is pretend you're going to hand the ball off and we'll bite on the play action to let your guy be wide open. Oh, God. What a joke. And that is so hilarious from Matthew there. Very well done. All right, let's get to some more callers. We got my man Edward up next. What's up, Ed?
Just kill me. Look, I got to be honest with you. I was supposed to go up with Boy Green to watch the game this weekend. You know, they had the nice big tailgate and everything, and I canceled it. Well, it wasn't just because the Jets suck, which they do, but I canceled it because, you know, I've been trying to get – I was estranged from my kids for a while, 2 of my kids, and I couldn't get up with them for the trip up there. I live in North Carolina. I live in the Raleigh area, so it would have been like 1,300 miles, you know, up there, you know, driving around there and then coming back, and probably would have cost me like $600-700 plus the ticket. And it was $300 for the tailgate and the game, and it was section 228A, which is end zone, and I hate end zone seats, and there's just a whole bunch of shit. So I stayed home and had dollar wings at the local bar.
I think you made the right decision there.
But yeah, it was a business decision. But you know, I love Boy Green. He's great. I mean, you know, Paul is a good cat. You probably met him or know of him.
Yeah, of course. I have never met him in person, but Boy Green's a great dude.
Yeah. Anyway,
does great work.
What I have noticed with this team is the same stuff that we can't execute on offense is the same exact shit that we get destroyed on defense. Think about this. When was the last time you saw the Jets execute a successful screenplay?
You mean not throw the football off the guy's helmet?
But we cannot fucking cover a screen pass. Excuse the French.
Defensively, yeah.
We
that too.
can't. I mean, exactly what we can't do on offense, we can't defend on defense. Exactly. I mean, it's exact. And I sent in that super chat about ground and pound is great. Okay. You got to remember, though, when we did ground and pound with Rex, we had a defense with some beasts on there. I mean, first off, when Rexy came over, he did the right thing. He brought 3 of his best players that he absolutely rock solid knew could operate his defense. Bart Scott, Jim Leonard, and some other guy he brought over. I can't remember that guy. But Bart Scott was an absolute beast, and he was a leader. I mean, and he wasn't just the quiet type of leader. I mean, if you remember the can't wait thing, when he was talking about, everyone said we couldn't beat them. Everyone said they had a great defense. They couldn't stop a nosebleed, and we're crushing them. That's what the Jets need. Now, there's 3 guys, I believe, on the defense that are absolutely untouchable. Quinnen, Sauce, and Jermaine. Everyone else, as far as I'm concerned, well, not Will McDonald, maybe 4, Will McDonald. Everybody else, you can get rid of them because Solid decided a couple of years ago that we were going to go to a hybrid linebacker core. That's why, I mean, Jamian Sherwood, to his credit, really developed under Saleh, but this team is just not working it for too long. Everyone, and I've heard it in the Jets blogs and the people that call in and in the chat. We do not take the safety position seriously enough. For years, everyone's been saying, even Green Bean was, and I love Green Bean, but even he was saying, you don't ever want to take a first round safety. You never want to do this. You never want to do that. And look at what is happening. Our safeties suck. I'm sorry. They absolutely suck. I'm at the point now where I would bench them and put in the practice squad players and the 2s and the 3s because maybe they're hungry. Maybe I'm going to bring up an analogy and people are going to laugh at me for this. Because I'm older, I'm 64, and I remember when the Giants were good, when they had, Pepper Johnson and Harry Carson and Lawrence Taylor and everything. Lawrence Taylor never practiced. Parcells would even admit it. He let LT do whatever the hell he want because he knew when he came in on game day, whether he was high as a kite or sober as a sausage, he was going to go out in that field and, like he said, what did you say? Wild dogs or something, or seething, raging beast or whatever. He brought it on game day. Maybe there are some of these young players who actually bring it in pads. You don't know. You don't know unless you put them on the field. The second thing is, if we do have the first round pick, top 3, I ain't going for a quarterback. They're too iffy. I would never, ever, ever waste a first round pick on a quarterback. I mean, even Trevor Lawrence who's supposed to be the end all be all. He's just a 65-70% quarterback. He's not what a first overall pick should be. He's not.
I know.
I'm not even bashing him. I'm really not bashing him because he could play a gazillion times better than I ever could. So believe I'm not bashing him. I'm just saying if you want to rate him against the 83 class of quarterbacks. I mean, that might have been the greatest class of quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. You had Elway, Marino. We had our boy, and I loved him to death, O'Donnell. I'm 64. I get senior moments. You know who I mean. Number 7, Kenny O'Brien.
Kenny O'Brien.
Kenny O'Brien was great. And there were 2 reasons they didn't take Marino. And I don't know if you know about this. During the draft, it was reported that Dan Marino was smoking some doobies. So that, back then, you got to remember, this is 83. So it was like, oh my God, he's like the worst thing. You can't do that. But there was a second reason they didn't take Marino. Because with our team, if you were going to be a quarterback, you're going to get the snot beat out of you every week because we did not have that great. I mean, the offensive line eventually developed. But back then, we needed a guy who was tough as nails, and Kenny O'Brien was known for being as tough as nails. And he made 2 Pro Bowls. People don't even realize that. He made 2 freaking Pro Bowls. He was a good-ass quarterback. He really was.
No, I agree. And it's the history all comes back to what is going on today, and not drafting a quarterback is definitely, and that's why I keep reminding everybody, drafting a quarterback is not a guaranteed success. As we all know, the Jets do not have a successful hit rate at drafting a quarterback.
Right. And what is the success rate of first-round quarterbacks in this league? I mean,
it's very, very low.
Yeah, what
it's
is it?
Very,
maybe
very
30%,
low.
30% make it? Maybe.
Even the first, and I'm happy you mentioned Trevor Lawrence. And Ed, I appreciate the call, my man. Much love to you, and let's go Jets as always. Shout out to Ed for tuning into the show. People have to realize drafting a quarterback does not mean you're going to hit on the quarterback, especially if you don't have an infrastructure for the quarterback to succeed. You need to have those 2 things. And I don't know, man. I think that Aaron Glenn is going to go the approach of getting a veteran. I'm sorry. If Dak Prescott somehow becomes available in Dallas, I would actually make that call. I don't know what the heck it would cost. But we need our Jared Goff. That's how I'm looking at it. The Jets need a Jared Goff. The Lions, they had Matthew Stafford to be able to trade away. We don't really have a Matthew Stafford. And listen, I know Justin Fields is not the problem, but I'm definitely, you got to think of all the opportunities to upgrade this team, not just be complacent. So, yeah, well, we could build around Fields. Maybe there's a world where the Jets go into next season and say, you know what, there's not a lot of options in the draft. Maybe we'll take a mid-round draft pick, and then we'll keep trying to build around Fields. He has one more year in his contract. We'll give him a second year in the system to prove himself, and then maybe that's where the Jets can figure, I don't know. There's a lot of options. Gizmo with a $5. The problem is Jets keep hiring proven failures like Adam Gase, Steve Wilkes, and Nathaniel Hackett. Saleh just needed a good offensive coordinator. We blew everything up. Yeah, well, it's on Saleh to find that offensive coordinator. You're the head coach. And that's just like it's on Aaron Glenn to hire the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator. Saleh just needed a good offensive coordinator, and he hired 2 offensive coordinators. He hired LaFleur, and he hired Nathaniel Hackett. No one else hired him. Saleh hired him. Yeah, Woody is to blame, but let's not just say Saleh just needed a good offensive coordinator like it wasn't him who hired the 2 offensive coordinators that were both failures. So that's how I look at it. Rodgers hired Hackett. That's not true. Rodgers was not a Jet when they hired Nathaniel Hackett. It was the Jets going all in for Rodgers, hiring Hackett with the alignment of going after Aaron Rodgers, no doubt. That's true. But Aaron Rodgers did not hire him. Rodgers was not a member of the New York Jets when the Jets made that decision. The Jets made that decision with the hopes that hiring Nathaniel Hackett will lure Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, because if the Jets did not hire Hackett, Rodgers would have never came. So, but I do think that speaking of Robert Saleh, seeing what he's doing over there in San Francisco, I think that Saleh's going to get a head coaching job, and he's going to be a successful head coach one day. That's just how I feel, and that's the sad truth. Want to give a big shout out to Sleeper. Monday Night Football is tonight, folks. Monday Night Football. We got Chiefs taking on the Jaguars. If you guys want to go over to Sleeper, they're actually giving you $20 of free money right now. If you want to go over there, as you can see on your screen, a free $20 entry by using my code JETS, Jets. A free entry. All you guys got to do is click the link in the description of the show and download Sleeper using my code JETS. We'll give you $20 of free bets, okay? That's pretty awesome. So if you guys want to go over to Sleeper right now, go support, sign up today, because they are giving you a $20 option of free bets. And I just want to stress to you guys that a Sleeper, being the proud sponsor of this channel, is big time for the show. And a great way to support Jets Media is not just by hitting the like, it's not just by subscribing, it's also by supporting the proud sponsors of the channel, which in this case is our friends over at Sleeper. And it's pretty cool what they got cooked up. A $20 free situation. $20 for free. You can't get better than that. You can't get better than a free $20. All right? And I feel like tonight's game between the Chiefs and the Jaguars, if the Jaguars beat the Chiefs, man, the AFC South is like now actually a really good division. Titans got to win. Colts are dominating the Raiders. The Texans dominated the Ravens. I got the Chiefs tonight, but hey, if you guys want to go check them out, go do just that. All right, man. We got Lissell up next.
What's up, man?
What's up, Lissell?
What's up? Okay. You can hear me right? Hear me
yes,
good?
Sir.
Well, I went through a couple of stages of grief during that week of no Jets, and I'm on the acceptance part of the grieving process. I accept my team sucks. Like, I don't know. Like, I had a funny moment last night after the Cowboys beat us, because I have Dallas Cowboy family members. My mom is a Dallas Cowboy fan, so as soon as I got into the room, it was kind of like she looked at me with a smile. I'm like, this. I'm like laughing, and my grandmother was like, well, don't worry, LaSalle. No, I heard that you're Brooklyn Nets won. It was again, and I was like, Donna, it was against Jerusalem. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Like, like this team just simply just sucks, and it honestly looks like they just really don't care. And that's when I think a lot of the hatred the not hatred, the the anger comes into play for Jet fan. It's like we could lose. We have been losing all our life, losing for a while. Like that's not the problem. And the fact that when we look at them, they just doesn't seem like they care. But we
Mm-hmm.
care. But we care about the team. But it doesn't look like they care. And it's funny because it's not the offense that doesn't care because I could see that there's something about them like it seems to be caring. It's the defense that doesn't really care. It showed in the end of the second half. Like they just let him just walk past. You know, it was kind of funny. During that guy was saying about the like escorting, I kind of like. Did anyone remember the Cartoon Network show "Father's Home for Imaginary Friends"? And
Yeah.
that scene, that I think it was like one of the first episodes where Walter, the basketball imaginary friend, came up and like we're going into the mall, but he couldn't get into the mall because he was escorting everyone into the mall. He was just keeping the door open, like okay, everyone go in. Don't care. You're too kind. And at the end of the episode, so so he just got out of the mall. They just left the mall, and he just
That's what it feels like to be a Jets fan. That's exactly it. Thank you for the call, Lucelle. I appreciate you. It's the acceptance. We're in the acceptance phase of the grief of the Jets. I think that's the reality that we're all together with. We're in the acceptance phase of how bad we are. I think that, expectations were not high heading into the season, so it's not like last year was a different energy because expectations were high and they just started 2-1 and you tasted like winning football. You tasted winning football just for them to fall on their face. And then from 1-2, you get to 2-3, and then all of a sudden Salah's fired, and then it's like, oh my God. What a disaster. We got D Risen up next. What up, D?
Yo, Richie, man, what's going on with you, brother?
Not great.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I just wanted to, elaborate on what I think we need right now, for the future, and that's about it, because that's all we have to look forward to at this point, being 0-5. The defense, I feel as though, is something that we need to fix in the off season. Either we make some big trades and get some veterans, or we get some defensive pieces in the draft. Fields is the quarterback for our future at this point. He has one more year in his contract, so we have to deal with that. The most thing I think the best thing that we probably could do when it comes down to the quarterback's position is probably get a young quarterback for the future. That's what I think that we should do. If we do that in the draft, or if we, whatever we can do when it comes down to that, but we have to get a backup quarterback for the future. And then, like I said, the defense. So the offensive line, I feel as though, Richie, man, I feel as though they're tired. I feel as though they've been holding us up so far, for the past 5 games, and they can't stay on the field the time that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They can't do that. You know what I mean? We have to give them time to rest, and our defense is not giving our offensive line time to rest. So maybe that might be the case on why, we're a little shaky right now in the first half when it comes down to the games. And because if you look at it, the past 4 games, I'm gonna say, because I'm not gonna count the Pittsburgh game because we did pretty good with the Pittsburgh game, even though we lost. But for the past 4 games, we've been showing out in the second half, which is too late, you know. And I heard you've been screaming out, you know, for weeks now, saying that, yo, this is what we've been doing. Like, who cares? Like, we don't care that you guys want to show up, you know, in the second quarter when we're down 30 points. Like, who cares about that? You know what I mean? Like, let's do this from the beginning. So like I said, you know, I feel as though the only thing that we need to work on right now is you know, getting better for the rest of the season. But to prepare us for the next season, we need a better defense. We need to go draft some players, or we need to get some veterans. And we need to probably, you know, get a couple pieces for the offensive line, just in case this type of situation might happen again, because I really feel as though that our offensive line is getting tired. I don't think that they're not playing well. I think they're playing pretty damn well. I feel as though our offense is great. You know, we both said that we needed, you know, a number 2 receiver. So of course we're going to have issues with the offense when it comes down to that. But overall, I feel as though we have a great offensive team. It's just that I think that we're not spending enough time on the bench to get some rest, because our defense can't hold up their end of the bargain. So shout out to you, Richie, man. I love your podcast. You already know, man. You already know how I feel about you, man. Shout out to Jack, wherever you at, man. Let's go, Jets, man. We still here.
That's my guy.
I don't know what else to say, Richie.
That's my guy, D. And that's what it's about, D. You just let it all out. And I agree with everything you said. And, you know, the offense is moving, the defense, brother. And you always shouting out Jack. Jack came in at the halftime report, which you love, during the game yesterday. And Jack is at the phase of laughing, man, you know? And so am I. I'm at the phase just laughing through the pain. Lascelles, thank you for having this therapy session, man. My guy really helped me through the Jets being the worst team in the NFL. Appreciate you, my guy. Always appreciate you tuning in, Lascelles. You are my guy. Lascelles is the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you, Lascelles, for tuning in. Thank you to everybody for tuning in, man. We're really excited to keep the vibes going. And now we got to wake up at 8 a.m. Yeah, I'm waking up. You know, some people are like, Richie, you know, you don't have to do what you do, bro. You can, like, give up. Well, no, it's not that easy. I'm a fan of this football team for the rest of my life, no matter what they do. So I appreciate you guys tuning into this show, as you always do so kindly. But that's going to wrap up this episode of the Jets Therapy Session. I will be live on 4th and Forever later today at 1 p.m. EST, back on Roundtable Sports Network. If you guys want to check me out and talk, you know, maybe disconnect from the Jets. We're not going to talk a lot of Jets over there. It's going to be more NFL. Unless you guys are sick of football talk, then maybe you don't want to tune in. But I would appreciate it if you guys came over to Roundtable Sports' 4th and Forever right after this show, and then it's at 1 p.m. EST. We also got the AFC East Roundtable at 6 p.m. That's where we're going to break down the games. And, you know, it's definitely the AFC East division is heating up now with the Patriots beating the Bills, Dolphins losing, Jets losing. So definitely go check that out. All right. Also, Ben Saraf is the next Luka Doncic. Gotta love Lascelles. Gotta bring in his delusional Nets talk. Look at that. But I'm wrapping it up here. Thank you, Lascelles, and thank you to all the super chats and all the people hitting the like button and showing up and calling in. Thank you to everybody who called in today to let your voice be heard. I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys as always. I'm out.